So early in my teenage years, I decided to try alcohol, and as I got older, it went into harder drugs, and I realized I was a drug addict. My addiction took me places that I never imagined I would go. I abandoned my children. I lost custody of my children. I degraded myself. I just had no sense of self-worth or self-respect. I became somebody that I didn't know. When my addiction got into the deepest part of it, I found myself having to turn to a lifestyle of crime to feed my addiction.
I started listening to Jesus first thing in the morning, nothing but coffee and a pen and paper, and writing what I heard in my heart. I wasn't doing this for publication at all. In fact, I guess the first few months, maybe even year that I was writing, I didn't show anything I'd written, even to my husband, because it seemed so very personal. But there came a time when I had a very definite leading to write for publication. Some people encounter Christ for the first time in prison, and that's why I want the books to go into both male and female prisons and jails. Some come back to Jesus while they're in prison. I see prisons as a place where people do change for better or for worse, and there's so many terrible, even evil influences in prisons. And the next door is a bright, shining light. Jesus Calling has impacted my life tremendously. I received the book from the Next Door in Nashville. They came to Tennessee Prison for Women and gave those out to us, and I began reading it the very day, and I've not stopped. There's not been a day that's gone by that I've missed it. When you are back on ground level, you can face your circumstances from a humble perspective. If you choose supernatural responses this time, trusting and thanking me, you will experience my unfathomable peace. I'd always heard people talk about, an intimate friendship, a love relationship with God, and I never knew what that was until I started reading the Jesus Calling. And now every day when I start my day by reading that, I feel so much comfort and peace, and knowing I'm never alone. I don't have to be alone. There's nothing that delights me more than hearing how people's lives have been transformed by this book.
It seems like on a lot of occasions, this book knows exactly what I'm going through, and it's the words that I need to hear to start every day. It's amazing.
The really hard time is when they're released and they go back into the world, and if they don't have the resources they need, they backslide.
I've been in and out of the system for 25 years, and for the first time in my life, I am scared. Because for the first time, I'm willing and ready to be the person and the woman and the mother that God created me to be.
I'd love for these people to encounter Jesus, to fall in love with Him in deeper and deeper ways, and when they are released, to have a foundation that they can cling to.